Hey guys, for this Throwback Thursday video, we're taking it back to February 2015 for the global press introduction of the then all-new 2015 Yamaha YZF-R1. Now, when this bike came out, it really brought Yamaha back to the map. You know, if you look back at the past, when the original YZF-R1 came out in 1998, it really blew the doors wide open in the class. No one really saw a bike like that ever. And Yamaha, you know, they did really well with that thing. They decimated the competition for a long time until some other manufacturers came out with their leader class bikes. Fast forward to 2009, Yamaha had an all-new YZF-R1. They clearly went a more road direction. You know, that bike had a cross-plane crank on it, so it had a killer engine. There's a lot of things it did well, but it was kind of porky, it was kind of slow, definitely more of a road bike. And for 2015, they went back to full track mode, full racing. They wanted a bike that you could just wheel off the production line, you know, throw some race body work on and a pipe, reflash it, and go racing. And that's exactly what you can do with this YZF-R1. I remember being very excited to go on this press introduction. This is the first time I got to go on a Yamaha sport bike launch at the world level. I had been to some US press launches in the past, but never anything globally at the world level. So that was really exciting for me. I'd never been to Sydney, Australia before, and it was a great trip. We got to do a lot of things. We got to do some cool sightseeing down there. We got to party a little bit. We even had some crazy go-kart race, some death-defying go-kart race after we did the test. And it was a great trip, and it really showed, you know, the capabilities of this motorcycle. You know, when you watch this video, you're going to see I'm pretty animated in certain spots, especially when I'm talking about the mechanical grip of this bike. And that's just because I've never really ridden a bike that's that hooked up out of the box. You know, race bikes obviously get a little bit more hooked up when you tinker on the suspension and dial them in a little bit. But for a production bike to have this much grip, I mean, even when we rode this thing, the 2018 bike at Miller Motorsports Park a couple months ago, again, every time I hop on it, I'm like, God, this thing has so much grip. Like when you plant that swing arm and it digs in, the thing just is hooked up. It's one of the best handling, best cornering motorcycles I've ever ridden. Really nice bike. And it's important to remember, you know, when you reflash these ECUs, there's 180 horsepower in this bike. This thing is a fast motorcycle, and it sounds the business too. I can't wait to see what Yamaha comes out with in the future. You know, it's a great bike, but there are still a couple little squawks, i.e. the front brakes. And we know Yamaha's going to address it for the 2019 or 2020 or whenever they do their next big upgrade. But without further ado, let's go back in time, watch that 2015 R1 first ride, and make sure to leave a comment. If you like watching these videos, let me know. Make sure to subscribe. Of course, all of my professional written work is going to be at motorcyclistonline.com and in Motorcyclist Magazine, the print version. And if you want to see any YouTube videos from that channel, make sure to log in and subscribe to them, Motorcyclist Mag on YouTube. We're going to slowly have more and more video content rolling out for them there and for myself here. And oh yeah, you're probably wondering why I have this goofy hat on. We're leaving Australia, and my buddy and I were slamming Jack and Cokes, and I knew I had to get something. I had to bring something home with me as a memento, and they had this cool Crocodile Dundee hat at the airport store, so I had to buy it. So ever since, this is like my official travel hat. So whenever I'm going on a big international trip, gotta have my Crocodile Dundee hat. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. 17 years after Yamaha reinvented the leader bike class with its original YZF-R1, the Tuning Fork brand pushes the performance envelope further with its 2015 R1. Engineered specifically for competition, Yamaha raises the bar of what riders and racers expect from a production superbike. Wow, what a bike. It's really amazing what Yamaha has done with this motorcycle. Probably the thing that sticks out in my mind the greatest is just the seamless integration
of every component of the motorcycle, from the engine to the drivetrain to the brakes, the suspension, the electronics. They really did their homework to make sure that every single aspect and component of the motorcycle works in unison. The thing's deceptively fast. It hauls the mail, it rips. It doesn't have that crazy, like insane top end of some other 4-cylinder bikes, but I think it feels a little bit slower than it is just because how linear the power band is and how adept the electronics are at letting you ride this motorcycle at 100%. Another thing about this bike that really stands out in my mind is just the chassis. As soon as I hopped on the thing and left pit lane, I couldn't believe how maneuverable the thing is. Those cast magnesium wheels pay huge dividends. The thing is so agile, it actually takes you a second to even acclimate to how quick handling the motorcycle is. I also really like the road feel of the chassis. When you're entering a corner and even mid-corner, it's planted. The thing is sucked down on the ground and it is hooked up. It allows you the comfort to ride the motorcycle harder than you maybe would another bike. If you're a rider who really lives and dies by feel and how the motorcycle feels, you're gonna love this thing. It's unbelievable. It has so many settings, it'd be impossible to even go through all the electronics, each individual setting. But I'm really impressed. The lift control thing works, man. Put in wheelie control number 1, it'll do the smallest wheelie perfect, won't hold you back from accelerating out of a corner. Traction control, Yamaha's always had a fantastic traction control system, one of the best in the industry. And the new stuff, it's so seamless and so well designed that it allows you just to focus on riding and the track ahead of you. I don't think any other manufacturer is going to be able to compete with Yamaha in the electronics package. It's unbelievable how adept it is at making the motorcycle easy to ride. R1's always had really strong braking components, but the feel was always never really quite there. The Yamaha engineers did a lot of testing to get the right sensation from the brake lever. And it's got amazing feel. The power is tremendous. These are probably one of the best production sport bike brakes I've ever ridden on. Like they work really well. The unified braking system, I can't even tell it's working. I've felt no cycling, no anything, like it's just smooth, consistent braking force and feel. At the end of the day, I'm just really impressed with what Yamaha's done with the YZF-R1. As a total package, this motorcycle is unbelievable. It hauls butt, handles great. The electronics allow you to control the motorcycle in a way that it just makes riding fun. It's like so fun. It's almost like a video game how much control you have. And for Yamaha to push ahead and actually incorporate real MotoGP technology and be able to put it in a production motorcycle where it actually works, you don't have to be Valentino Rossi to use it, props to them. This bike's unbelievable.